Corey Harris to go.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the official European League of Football show with one of the best teams from season 1. Here with me today, head coach Charles Jones and quarterback Salieu Ceesay from the Hamburg Seadevils. Hi guys, welcome. Pleased to have you on the show with me. And I want to find out what's... Well, it is our pleasure to have you here in the show and on the league, of course, in this league, of course. And, I want to find out what's going on in Hamburg right now. But, Sally, first, you are the starting QB for the Hamburg Seadevils this season. The season is coming closer. How excited are you?
Oh, man. Words can't describe how excited we are. All I do is smile whenever we get to practice, because I missed it so much. So I'm excited to get to work again.
Yeah. And Charles, to you, I can say welcome back to Hamburg because you coached the Hamburg Seadevils back in the days in the NFL Europe as a linebacker coach, and you were a linebacker in the NFL. And after your coaching career in Europe...
Wait a minute. I had a hot cup of coffee in NFL. No, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And then after your coaching career in Europe, you moved back to the States where you coached football at a Division I college. Well, and if anyone knows this sport by heart, it's definitely you. And now you are back in Europe. You're part of this league now. What attracts you about the European League of Football?
Jennifer, can I ask you one thing? Could you be my agent? The way you promoted me, I need you to be my agent. Seriously, but
I was just naming the facts, and not even all of them.
I like the way you say them, honestly. No, but seriously, for me to come back and leaving a 12-year position that I had at Bethune-Cookman University as a defense coordinator, and having won multiple championships there at Bethune-Cookman, and coming back, it was difficult for me to make that decision to leave family, the relationships that we established over those 12 years with Coach Sims and the staff that remains are earth shaking. Just great relationships that I had with those people back there. And it actually makes me a little bit emotional to even think about it. But the thing is looking forward and knowing that I have a great relationship with Patrick, Coach Azumi, and also with the city of Hamburg, and having been here and won a championship here in 2007, it made it a little bit easier, a little bit more palatable, if you will, to look forward to what can be.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what I'm excited about. What can be with this league, what can be for the city of Hamburg, what can be with this team.
So what do you believe what can be? What can happen with this league in the next couple of years?
Well, the one thing that I explained to Max, our GM, and to our players is that we do this for one reason. That's to win championships. We do this to win championships. I'm here for one reason, to find one more yard. Okay, to find one more yard that's going to make the difference between last year and this year. Okay, we don't know what that play is going to be. As we talk about and go through practice, we talk about doing the little things and the details of things that make a difference in winning or losing a championship. Okay, whether it's the tip ball, whether it's the fumble, whether it's the missed tackle, okay, whether it's the fact that I took my eyes off the quarterback when I'm rushing the passer. Okay, little things like that, little things, because I've actually experienced losing championships because of a tip pass, because of missed tackles. I'm talking at least 4 different ones that we lost at Bethune-Cookman. We won 6, but we lost 4 because of one play here or there. Okay, so it matters, and the thing that I just want to bring to the front of guys' minds as we go through our practices, as we go through our work on a daily basis, is that any play can make a difference, and we want to have that difference be on our side. Okay, whether it's recovering a fumble, whether it's making the interception when we have a chance to make the interception, whether it's throwing the pass, whether it's a 5-yard pass that turns into an 80-yard run. Okay, and making that play. Make the plays that we're supposed to make the plays we have opportunities to make, and we'll see what the outcome is.
Yeah. But the Seadevils clearly have some unfinished business here.
No, there's no question about it.
Making it to the playoff game last year, does that put you guys under some extra pressure? First of all, you, Charles, as the new head coach, and then also you, Sally, as the new quarterback. There's some big footsteps, or at least a big goal you want to achieve, of course.
Good, Sally, you first.
I don't think it puts more pressure on me personally. I just think no matter what the goal is, a championship, no matter how far we made it last year, the goal is the same every year. So I don't think it puts more pressure on me because I already have that motivation no matter what. It don't matter what place we finish in.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. From my perspective, Sally's absolutely right. There's no more pressure on us. To me, the biggest challenge is ourselves. The biggest challenge is ourselves, making sure that we do the things that we are capable of doing consistently so we give ourselves the best chance of winning a championship. The best chance of winning a championship. That's what we're working on. Right now, we're in the foundation building stage. Okay, we're laying the foundation for what we want to have happen during the course of the season. Okay, we're putting it down. We're making sure things are right. The communication, which is where it starts, the stances and alignments, and all those little things that can make a difference. Honestly, you're talking to a guy that I was at a place for 12 years. The first 6 years, we won 5 out of 6 championships. Okay, 5 out of 6 championships, and the next 4 years, we missed by 1 game. We missed by 1 game, and I'm talking again the tip pass, the missed tackle, the fumble recovery, a field goal in overtime. That's just the way it is.
That's the game. Yeah.
And at a high level, these are the games that you want to turn to your side, and you know that you've done the little extra things to make this swing in your way.
And Charles, how did you follow up on season 1 from the European League of Football? Did you watch some of the games? Were you aware of it? And of course, also the success that the Hamburg Seadevils had.
Yeah, absolutely. I watched some of the games and had a chance to just follow the league from afar. I wasn't able to come over in the first season, but just knowing what the situation was with the previous coach and having an eye on the city of Hamburg, just having an eye on it, and I just decided it was time to go. It was time for me to make a decision to come back to Hamburg and try to help the city find another championship.
Yeah, and there you are. Luckily, Sally, what are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, just getting on the field for sure. I can't wait to finally hear that first whistle blow in our stadium in Hamburg, seeing all the fans cheer again. That's the moment I'm looking forward to every day, really. Honestly, practice and all that is fun, but I want to get to game time already.
Yeah. Well, we will take a closer look at your games throughout this show, but let's talk about you first. Oh, well, I mean, we can do it now. So, well, you are starting on June the 5th on the Sunday against the Berlin Thunder. And I know you won against the team both games in season 1, but I'm sure it's going to be way more difficult this year. How do you want to make sure that you are actually going to win again?
Well, we just want to be explosive. That's I think our number one thing. We got to be explosive. Because I feel like last year we everyone knew about our defense. Everyone knew we have a very, very strong defense, but they were kind of doubting us on offense. This year we can't have that. We can't be the weak link on offense. Not saying we were weak last year, but we just gotta make a step forward and be explosive and make sure we go after him.
Yeah. And well, yeah, as you mentioned, the offense, there have been some changes. Not only there, I mean, you re-signed the Vollmaschine Kazim Edebali and cornerback Justin Rogers, but then some strong players have been added to the roster, such as Constant, Jordan, Armin, the offensive rookie of the year from last season. So, Charles, what can you tell us about the roster, the Hamburg Seadevils roster for season 2?
The one thing I can say about our offensive roster, and knowing that the first decision I made as a head coach here was to have this young man become our quarterback. Okay? Have an opportunity to see him play from when he was a young player, and to have an opportunity to see him play some this past season. Okay? He was one of the only guys I really, really looked at. Okay? Because as you know, the quarterback position is the primary position of any football team. Okay. He was the first decision that I made as a head football coach of Hamburg Seadevils. Okay. And I'm proud of that decision. We're going to stick by it, and we're going to work him in the direction that he needs to work in. Okay. Yeah. And I think he's the right guy for it. He's got the temperament for it, and I think he's got natural leadership ability. Okay. Now, as far as the rest of the roster, we're going to have a solid line up front, a more than solid line, because obviously on any team, on any football team, it starts up front. It starts up front with the line, making sure that we can provide protection for the quarterback. Okay, then go into the perimeter. Go into the perimeter. Some of the receivers that you just named, some of the weapons that we were trying to provide for Salieu. Just so that he doesn't have to carry all the burden. He will have athletes around him to make plays. We'll have the line up front with the athletes around him, and his leadership ability. To us, the sky's the limit. That was the way to go for us, and give him the best tools that he can to be successful. Okay, because to me, having been around some pretty successful quarterbacks in my day, okay, I'm not going to go through the list. I'll let you do your homework, okay. Coming from Pittsburgh now, I've been around some pretty successful quarterbacks in my day, and the one thing, and also coming through Frankfurt, we had a quarterback there my first year in Frankfurt, '99. Okay, and I'll let you find out who that was. But come to understand, the number one thing that all of those guys had was leadership ability. They had talent, but they had leadership ability to win championships. Okay, and we think that this young man has leadership ability.
Sally, how does that make you feel? Hearing such words from the head coach.
Don't start crying, man.
I mean, obviously, it makes me feel proud, of course. But I already know what Coach Jones expects from me, and what the team expects from me too. And me myself, I expect from myself to be a great leader. That's, like Coach Jones said, that's part of the position. So they did a great job putting a lot of good weapons around me. We already had some last year, and now we just added some more. So now it's just about us finding our rhythm, and I'm super excited for that.
Yeah. Well, and Sally, you were
Absolutely.
part of the team from the very beginning. A few players have left, others have joined. So what are you doing now to bond and to form this team and the friendship among you guys? Because we all know that football is one of the greatest team sports that is out there.
Yeah, definitely. Right now we prep. We work. That's our main thing. All that bonding stuff. There's no better way of bonding than getting working together. Of course,
Absolutely right.
of course, outside of football, we got to spend some time too. But that'll come once we get going. Especially with the away games and stuff. When we get to be around each other for a couple days. But getting working together is like the best way of bonding.
Yeah.
I can just say this. I wholly agree with him, because the things that you remember as a player are the tough practices, the tough games, working next to the guy that you think the world of, and the thing is that you want to do nothing more than to help him be successful. That guy next to you, and to me, the bond is the sweat and the blood that these guys put out together.
Yeah,
that's the bond. That it's actual. It's an actual thing that when you look over next to you and you see your guy, he's sweating and working his butt off too. Okay, he may even be bleeding, and it inspires you to go even harder.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, that kind of team spirit was also one of the reasons that made me fall in love with this sport so much. Of course, not
great.
as a player, but yeah, the atmosphere, not only in the stadium among the fans, but also especially on the field between you guys. That's just always so great to watch.
Great. And you're right. There are some things that we need to do off the field together. And Sally's absolutely right. When you travel and you're on a road trip together, I mean, the stories that you share and the fun, the jokes that you share and the fun that you share, that's all part of it too. The laughter. I'd have to say sweat, blood, and laughter. Okay.
Right.
Those are the three things that put you together for life. For life. The guys
Definitely.
that I played with, if I see them tomorrow, it's like we never missed a day. It's like just waking up and seeing your brother. Okay. And again, those things are make a team inseparable.
Yep. And you get to travel quite a bit during your regular season, because you are in the Northern Conference together with Berlin Thunder, the Wrocław Panthers, and the Leipzig Kings. And then your interconference games are against the Barcelona Dragons, Rhein Fire, and the Istanbul Rams. So that's going to be a lot of travel bonding there.
Super excited for that.
Yeah.
Well,
I tell you, travel, like having gone through NFL Europe, the travel experience, and for me as a coach, experiencing this with your players, with young players, and being able to have them see other parts of the world and play the game that they love, it's an amazing experience. It really is. Yeah. It's an amazing experience, and I look forward to the travel myself.
Well, but before you get to travel in week 3, there's going to be the game in week 2 against the Barcelona Dragons. And I'm sure that this is a special matchup for Jean Constant, because he was playing for that team in season 1. Sally, where do you see the Dragons this year? Because they had a bit of a bumpy road last year.
Well, last year they started off slow, but by the end of the season, you kind of got the feeling they were kind of going. They got a couple wins in. And I have so much respect for their quarterback, Zach Edwards, because when we were playing them, he had a tough game. Like, he was hit basically every single play, and he kept getting up and kept throwing the ball. He kept leading the team. So I have so much respect for him. I think sky's the limit for him too. So we're definitely not underestimating them, even though we beat them twice last year. But they're going to be a good team, and it's a special game for me too, because a very close friend of mine plays for Barcelona, Jordi Brugnani. Him and his brother actually.
Yes, both of them.
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time. I always used to go over there to visit them and stuff. So that's a special game for me too, personally. But yeah, they're not to be underestimated for sure.
Oh, for sure not.
Absolutely.
No.
One thing I can throw in there too, and then I can remember the coaches on our staff talking about the atmosphere down there.
Right.
Okay, how loud it was and how hot it was. Okay, that's something that we've got to make sure that we prepare for here in the off season.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure that we're physically ready to take on an environment like that.
Yeah. And as you just mentioned, the fans, I know that the Seadevils fans are super excited because within the first hour, over 100 season tickets had been sold for the home games. Sally, what makes the Seadevils fans the greatest?
They're so passionate. Like we might not have the big stadium like Frankfurt or whatever, but when you get into our little stadium, it's packed and it's so loud. Like I think that's what people underestimate. Our fans are very, very passionate.
Oh yes, they are. I was lucky to experience it myself.
I agree. And honestly, that had something to do with me wanting to come back here. You know, I can remember here in 2005, 2007, we had the 12th man, and those people are lying in the weeds. They are lying in the weeds, waiting for that first game to pop out and just show who they really are and how much they love Hamburg. They really believe in their team.
And I'm sure a lot of those fans remember you back from the day, so they must be even more excited to come back to the stadium. And of course, they want to see they want to win the championship with you guys.
Sure, absolutely.
But for that, you need to win against the Leipzig Kings in week 3. It's going to be your first game away. And well, you're going to face Bombeck among other good players. And the Kings were one of the very few teams who won against you in season 1. But so, Sally, what will you do to prevent this from happening again?
Yeah, now that one is a little personal to me because that was my only game last year starting, where we started off good and we kind of gave it away a little bit, and then we ended up losing. So that one is a little personal for me. Looking forward to that one as well. Like you said, Bombeck is there now. He's a very, very good player. I just saw they signed Anthony Dablé again too. But really, it doesn't matter. We're focused, and even though it's a little personal to me, it's a game like every other one.
Yeah.
Well said.
And then another strong opponent in week 4, that's for sure. You are traveling to Poland again. And there, let's say it's 2-1. And I know that the Panthers don't want to lose a third game against you. What makes them so strong? And would you say that they are probably one of the toughest opponents that you are going to face in season 2?
I think Sally. What makes them what makes Rockler strong is they're physical. They're like tough, tough Polish strong men. That's what their strength is. So we'll see. It'll be a fun game. It was a fun game last year. It were 2 fun games last year. And actually it was 3 with the playoff game.
Exactly.
So super excited for that as well. Like I said, they're very, very physical, very tough. We'll see.
Yeah.
I agree with Sally. I can just jump in on this. Over the off season, we shared notes and talked about different teams, certain things. But the one thing I can say about them is, 1, that they're well coached. 2, just like Sally said, is that they are tough and physical. They were tough and physical, and they're going to fight to the end.
Yeah, that's for sure. And then week 5, one of our new franchises, Rheinfire. Well, they definitely have a strong fan base, but this is going to be a home game for you again. And a lot of people say that Rheinfire will be a very strong team. Would you agree on that, even though they are new?
I for sure definitely agree, especially since they have a very big signing with their head coach. They're going to be coached very, very well, which is a huge part of them. They signed a couple good athletes for sure, so they're not to be underestimated. I think they're going to be a very strong team.
Yeah, just like Solly was saying, their head coach Jim Tomsula is an old foe of mine. Having been in NFL Europe all those years in Frankfurt and with Hamburg, went against Coach Tomsula's team a number of times. But I can say this is that his players were always well prepared, and they always fought and played hard. I can expect nothing less from this team. I can also recall this is another one of those games, Sally, where one play made the difference. It's 4th down. We're at the 50-yard line, and they're out of field goal range, correct? So they go to punt the ball. The center, he lifts his head and puts his head back down. We jump offside. They get the penalty. They go a few more yards and kick a field goal. 3-0, correct? Yeah. Yes, we lose the championship. We lose the opportunity to be in the championship because we were offside at that particular point.
Yeah.
They beat us 3-0 in front of 62,000.
Well, yeah, you don't want that to happen.
So I might have to carry a little grudge against Coach Tomsula. No, but
so we will keep
the other thing about Coach Tomsula, the other thing about Coach Tomsula that we do have in common is that we're both from Pittsburgh. Okay, we're both from the Pittsburgh area, and I know what that's about. He knows what that's about. And the backyard thing with your brother or your brother-in-law, hey, we're going to play the game as hard as we can against each other, no matter who you are or where you come from.
Yeah. Well, and then in week 6, it's time to travel again to Istanbul. Well, from what you've seen so far, would you say they are well prepared for the European League of Football? Sally?
For me, yeah. Well,
Charles, both
it's yet to be said. They're moving in the right direction. From what I understand, their coach is a quality person who's got a lot of experience underneath his belt, and I'm sure he has experience of how to prepare a team to go into a season. We've never met, and I don't know much about Istanbul, which I'm looking forward to find out a lot about Istanbul, and I really am. That's one place I'm looking forward to travel to. But
I heard that from a lot of people, and I wonder why.
Yeah, why? I mean, you know how you see travel documentaries and you hear about the culture and just how beautiful the city is and those things. But sure, I'd like the opportunity to appreciate that, but make no mistake about it, we're going down there to win a football game. Okay. Yeah. And whenever we travel, the thing I like to impress upon the players is the fact that it's a business trip. It's a business trip. We try to get down there, be business-like, professional as we travel, be business-like when we get there, take care of our business, and then come back home as winners.
Yeah. But could that be a bit dangerous as well? I mean, all those journeys, because you travel and you get to travel quite a lot, which is good on the one hand side, but it could be a distraction for you and the players as well.
Yes. Yeah, I think we have to be smart about it. We have to be smart about it. We have to know when to rest, okay, and impress that upon the players to know that they need to take care of their bodies, okay? They need to recover, okay? Travel is one thing, but recovery is another. Okay, and I know as sometimes whether it's a bus ride or a plane ride, I know my body's going to have to recover too.
Yeah.
The one thing that we'll ask our players is to be smart and just understand and start to understand their bodies and what they need to do to recover from the last event and to the next event so that they can have their best effort.
Yeah. Well, and then it's time to recover in week 7 with your first bye week coming after 6 intense games. That's definitely needed then, I guess.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And we look forward to taking advantage of it and giving the players a little bit of time off but stay focused forward. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, we will take some time off. We will take some time to recover and get all of our injuries healed up, which, you're bound to have injuries during the course of any football season. But you still have to stay focused forward to the next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you get into that bye week. Okay. Yeah. So that you don't just put things down and just take off. Okay. We look forward to the next game, and obviously it's going to be Rhein Fire. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Rhein Fire?
Exactly.
Yes.
From week 8, all the teams repeat again. And what is so? Yeah, sorry. Continue, Charles.
No, I was just going to say it goes back to Coach Tom Sula's team, which I'm sure he'll be refocused and ready to go as well.
Yeah, for sure. And what would you say in general? What's special about the second half of a season? I mean, it's getting closer to the end, and
it's getting closer to the end, closer to the championship. But the thing about that particular time in any season is that playoffs are in the air, championships are in the air. It starts to get a little bit more intense. Okay. The players are one or starting to find out what it's taking from each other for them to win. Okay, so teams are starting to put it together, or may have already put it together, and figured out what it takes for them to go on this championship run to win game after game and close out the season with nothing but wins.
Yeah, absolutely. And Charles, that's actually another thing I would like to mention, because not only have you a strong roster, you are working with Kendrell Ellison, the assistant coach of the year from season 1, and Kirk Heidelberg, the former Centurions head coach. I mean, you guys are such a strong coaching trio. How are you working together?
Well, I tell you, it's tremendous. Any head coach, any successful head coach has quality assistants. I'm talking men that that you can rely on, that know their profession, know their craft, and know what it takes to build not only their side of the ball, but to build the personnel that they're working with. Okay, Coach Kendrell's done a phenomenal job, especially in the off season, in helping us acquire talent. He's got to be one of the best evaluators in this league, if not the best. Okay, if not the best. Okay, don't tell him I said that, but but he absolutely is, and Coach Kirk Heidelberg, tough, hard-nosed, old football coach that, like myself, old football coach that we have a lot in common from the standpoint that we're basically from the same areas. Okay, he grew up in Ohio. I grew up in Pennsylvania. We often talk about the Ohio-Pennsylvania All-Star game. Okay, and of course I tell him how many times Pennsylvania kicked their butt, but but the thing is that we understand how to compete. We understand how to compete. We understand how to come every day and put the work in to prepare teams to win.
Yeah,
that's where our common bond is. It's like we've known each other for quite a long time. Okay, I've heard of him, but this is the first time we've ever been together on the same staff. And the thing is that I understand where he's from. He understands where I'm from. Okay. And we're working and rowing in the same direction. Coach Kendrell and I, first time working together. He's a young coach that's hungry. Okay. And has a great future ahead of him. Okay. I'd give anything to be his age again. Okay. And knowing some of the things that I know and some of the things that we've been able to work on. Okay. I'd give anything to be that age again. But, okay, if I can't do it myself, if I can impart some things to him to help him be successful, by all means, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Because, not only him and Coach Flanders and Coach Schultze and those guys, Coach Voss, all those guys, they come to work every day. They're professionals. They work as hard as they can to get their players prepared to play every week. They were guys that were on the staff last year. Okay. So they know what this road is about. Okay. They know what this journey is about. And as you take this journey through a season, you want guys on your staff, on your team that have taken the journey before. Okay. So that they know how to help steer the team, okay, to success.
Yeah. And I have no doubt that the Seadevils will be very successful this season. Sally, after week 14 playoffs?
Of course, got to. There is no question about it.
My
Absolutely.
guy.
And then who else do you think is going to make it this year?
Well,
she has some tough questions, man.
Yeah, that's always tough to answer. That's always tough to answer.
We are just excited and we want to know and make you sweat a little bit, even though you're not playing yet.
Well, we always I think Poland is going to be a good candidate for sure. And then with the other sections, we have Frankfurt still, of course.
What about the Austrian teams?
I was about to say the Austrian teams are very strong too. We can't really tell. We got to see it going. We haven't really played each other this year, so you can't never really tell.
Yeah, and I mean,
there's some really good competition on the other side. There's some really good competition over there. There really is.
Oh yeah. I have no doubt that the level of play is going to be much higher this year. So it's just going to be more exciting for us to watch the games.
Let me just say this. In past, I've got a little bit of experience with Wien, okay, with Hamburg. It's not Hamburg, but Frankfurt, obviously Frankfurt, and also Innsbruck, the Sparko Raiders. Okay, when I was with France, with the Flash de la Courneuve, okay, we played Wien and we played the Sparko Raiders. Okay, and they're both tough teams that have good organizations.
Yeah, and we are pleased to have them in this league right now. So the two of you, thank you so very much for those insights. It was a great pleasure to talk to you. And I mean, I sound like a broken record, but I'm hyped. I can't wait. I can't wait for the games to start.
Go.
And I can't wait to watch you play.
Hey, here's one for you. Let's put the ball down.
Yeah.
Let's put the ball down and let's play.
Yeah.
Let's put it down and let's play. That was something that we used to say when we were growing up in the Pittsburgh area. Jim Tomsula would agree with that. Because when you went to the playground, it was, okay, we got this guy, we got that guy. Okay, let's put it down. Let's go. And that was it. That's how we learned how to play football.
So let's put the ball down, guys. Thank you so very much for watching, and we will see you again very soon.
Got you. Great job, Jennifer. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.